Hello, Growth Through Love community. This presentation is the first page of Google, identifying your competition and how to beat them. So, the first thing you want to do is search for your type of business by name. In this example, I'm just using restaurant supply store. So if you are a dry cleaner or if you are a roofing company or whatever, like your business, you would your customers and Google would identify you as. This is where you want to pick the bucket that most applies to you, but also the bucket with the highest search volume. So you might be niched down into a specific niche, but first start off very high level with your type of business in search, and then follow along with this audit to identify who's beating you and how you can beat them. So taking it from the very top, so the idea is you want to be at the top of page one. The further down you go, the less eyeballs will see you. So starting from the top, you'll see we have Google Ads. Then we have a local pack in the event that Google has identified this particular search. People are looking for things in their immediate area or in their proximity. And then we have organic links. We have a people also ask section and related searches section. The important thing to keep in mind, if you do this same search for your particular business and you see a different configuration, it might be that your area or your particular type of business just puts different types of information into the search. This can vary on a local level, like different cities can even get different configurations. You might not always see the local map pack. You might not always see the people also ask, but you will see Google Ads if people are running ads, and you will see organic links. Those will those will be present. Everything else can vary, and that's why you need to take the time to familiarize yourself with the first page of Google and know what action you need to take in each area. So let's go down through these sections. The very top is Google Ads, and you can see this by in this screenshot here where I've just kind of blown up the area in the background. That ad, little moniker in the front, Google's always tweaking how they indicate what is an ad and what is not an ad. And Google Ads, you pay per click. So it works like an auction, and the people at the very top are willing to pay more than the people at the bottom on their Google Ads. The way you get Google Ads is you create a Google Ads account and you pay Google money. It's very straightforward. And so that's why these are appearing up here. You don't always see paid ads. If you see a paid ad, it's a good thing for your organic traffic. Organic meaning you're just trying to rank, naturally unpaid in Google. Paid ads means people have figured out a way to make money off of this search in Google. So seeing ads is not a bad thing. Then the question I get frequently is, should we run ads or should we not? Well, that's completely up to your business and your how much you would like to spend to acquire a customer. If the numbers work, go for it. If the numbers don't work, then then it might not be the best idea to be running Google Ads. Next, in this particular search, we have a map pack, and these maps used to be sporadic, but now they pretty much show up anytime that you're looking for a local business. So this is Google's attempt at this particular search is primarily people looking for something that exists in the world out near them in their proximity. And it's not uncommon as well to see some organic links above the map sometimes. So you might get some organic links and then the map. The map can move around. It doesn't have to be at the very top of the page, but typically it is. And so what it requires to appear in this map is, first off, you need a website. Uh, Secondly, you need content on that website. And then third, you need links to that website. Uh, Now, next is a Google My Business account, and Google My Business has recently been rebranded to Google Business Profile. So if you see Google Business Profile, most of the content online is going to refer to it still as Google My Business because that was a recent rebranding. Now, your Google My Business account, it could be a talk all on its own. And what it is it's the way for the business owner to claim, update, and take control of your map, the information that shows up in Google Maps for your business. Inside that Google My Business account, you'll have reviews. So if in this screenshot we're looking at, where Lit Junior on Summer has a 4.5 of 305 reviews, and then the second result, 0 reviews, 0 stars, and the third, 4.6 using 11 reviews. That is a huge driver of if or where you show up in the order there in the maps. And when you claim your Google My Business, you have the ability to go in and respond to your reviews. So this is where, if your customers are using Google, spoiler alert, your customers are using Google, then this is one of the first things you do, is getting your Google My Business account and optimizing it. Like I said, that's a whole other topic. So back to the requirements. It requires reviews. Next, citations. So citations are just places on the internet that refer to you. So it could be something like a Yelp. It could be something like a local organization, a local business that just mentions your business by name, and they may or may not have a link to your website. It's really just Google looking out across everywhere and finding indications that you exist. And then that last one is proximity. So what you'll see is that typically you have something that's very close to you at the top one, and then it kind of gives you some more options beyond that. But there's a certain level, and this changes. This is why you need to be familiar with how to take a look at your particular business. There are types of businesses where the customers are looking, for just like the nearest one. So dry cleaners, gyms, businesses that Google knows that you're typically going to only drive 15 to 20 minutes to, they will narrow your map to that proximity. When it comes to a business you use less often, maybe it's a specialty thing, like watch repair, or like a golf driving range where maybe there's one further away, but it has really good reviews. Then you could see something that tweaks the proximity. All right, next we get into our organic links. So organic links, this is your website. These are the pages on your website, and this is the URL, the title tag, the meta description, for those of you familiar with that. Those are all values that you set on your website, and you want to set those up for Google to better understand, better identify who you are and what you do. So with organic links, it requires a website, content on that website, and potentially links. So I say potentially links because links from other websites to your website you can think of as like a vote. And if there's kind of multiple options, multiple potential results, then Google might favor a result with more links than the others. But sometimes it's not required. If it's not competitive, if you're the only bicycle shop in town, then you don't need any links because Google's going to see you're the only bicycle shop in town with a website, and therefore you win. Next, we have this people also ask section. These are just kind of, these are the questions that the people making this search are asking. And this is excellent content to add to your website if it's not already on your website. So it requires a website and optimized content. So in order to get into these, you can just put the content on the site, but it helps to format it in an appropriate way using headers and other techniques to make it very clear and direct to Google. And then related searches at the very bottom. The very bottom is someone who went all the way to the bottom, didn't find what they were looking for. So you'll find at the bottom of the page related searches, and this is, again, great content to put on your website and optimize that content, because this is an indicator of where your customers might have gone after scanning the entire page of results. So some free tools to get started with right now using on your website. If you don't already have Google Analytics or some alternative to Google Analytics in place, go ahead and get that installed. That is simply tracking, well, at a high level, at its basic level, it'll just show you the pages people are landing on coming into your website. But you can also go deeper as to what pages they're clicking on, and if you have some pages you're hoping people view, then you can set up some tracking to see, did they view this page, did they do this, did they click that. Next is Google Search Console. This is an extremely valuable account to claim and set up inside Google. So Google Analytics shows you what's happening on your website. So someone has to click onto your website before you see anything inside your Google Analytics. Google Search Console shows you what is happening with your website in the search results. So you get to see impressions, which is opportunities for people to click your site, and clicks from Google Search. So that what I just walked you through, if your website was on one of those organic results, then you would have seen that as an impression inside your Google Search Console. So you get to see how often you're appearing in search results and for what and what pages, and then you can update your content on your website accordingly. And then next is Google My Business, which I mentioned they rebranded to Google Business Profile. That's a talk all on its own, and that is how you claim, update, and optimize your Google Maps listing. So I skipped an intro just to get right into the content. My name is Scott Finney. You can find me at creatingvaluellc.com. Also, it'd be great to connect with you on LinkedIn, and I am very active on Twitter under Phineas. Let me know what topics you'd like me to dive more into, or if you have any specific questions. All right, thanks a lot.